Sure. So, I mean, first, let's start out. Generally, what we think about is Facebook is trying to get in front of this. I always like to think when you're in situations, usually it's the cover-up that gets you in trouble. I think Facebook has been trying to be transparent. I think what's ironic is, can you regulate one company when it comes to teenage or children's usage? If you look broadly at the social media ecosystem, Facebook, core Facebook, and even Instagram has less users than others. 60% of TikTok, based on data we have, are under the age of 25% TikTok users. For Snapchat, it's 48%. Instagram, it's 37%. And for Facebook, it's 21%. So the question is, are you going to try to put rules that just go in place for Facebook, or is it for everybody? Now, so if Facebook is able to kind of shape the narrative and saying it's not just us, but everybody needs to do a better way to moderate usage of teen and youth users, or let parents have more oversight of what their children do, it'll actually hurt Facebook's competitors.
Right. Okay. And I mean, this, I guess, feeds into the broader question of whether advertisers, because of any of these issues. Now, Facebook, of course, was getting out last week and saying that advertisers in general prefer not to interact with objectionable content or anything that's controversial. But we also have these measurement issues and people opting out of ad targeting. So all of that together has raised a question as to, whether, in fact, there'll be an advertiser response. I mean, on one hand, $110 billion in ad revenue, I guess, is projected for next year for Facebook alone. Presumably, it can't all go elsewhere because it all is about, where are you going to find people if not on Facebook?
Yeah, so our checks with advertisers, with advertising consultants, is that while there is definitely a lot more noise in measurement because of the changes Apple has made, that the spending is still there. That advertisers understand that if they're seeing lower conversion rates, it's because the data is not accurate, as opposed to, is the consumer still buying the product? So as far as we can tell, and Facebook reports in a few weeks, we think they're going to come out and say that advertiser spending is strong. Now, to your point, look, you may get advertisers who say, you know what, I don't want to, market my ads to anyone who's under the age of 16, right? And maybe Facebook will need to put new filters in place. There are companies out there, publicly traded companies, who do ad verification. And maybe ad verification around age will be a new service that they offer, right? As opposed to, quote unquote, objectionable content, or having your ad next to news or something happy or something sad. So this may be a new area, but as far as we can tell right now, and as far as for the outlook for the fourth quarter, is that this is not having an impact on advertiser demand.
Yeah. Jason, just to dig into it a little bit more, though, I mean, it was just a week ago that we saw that extraordinary outage of Facebook and its different apps, its different platforms last Monday. I mean, is there still, because of, if not regulatory scrutiny and the tools around teens and potential young users, et cetera, just that outage alone, does that represent an opportunity for other companies like Snap, for example, to come in and take more market share longer term?
I mean, clearly nobody likes to see these outages, right? It's like the CTO's nightmare. Somebody leaned on the wrong switch on the wall or something. But look, outages happen on the internet, even to the biggest companies. They generally don't last long. The fact that everybody notices the outage tells you how much they use the product and how dependent they are on it. So again, it's, I don't, it's a day, it's a half a day. I don't really see that having a meaningful impact. As far as we can tell, Facebook and Instagram are still, and WhatsApp, heavily involved in people's lives on a regular basis.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.